Hello everyone, welcome into the Coach KJ Carousel Dynasty. Today, your 7-2 Florida Gators are taking on the 5-4 South Carolina Gamecocks here in the Swamp. This one is a big one for Florida. If they want to keep their hopes of possibly being able to backdoor themselves into an East victory so they can go to the SEC championship game, they need to win this one. They are the better team than South Carolina, so I do believe it's possible that the Gators will win, but it's probably going to be tough as this is a kind of a rivalry game, and Coach KJ comes in fully healthy while South Carolina is missing one of their outside linebackers with a broken hand. Luckily for us, like I said, we're totally healthy, so let's get into it. Quarterback Jack Garola takes it from the gun and takes off and runs, and he will slide down after picking up 8. He's had a okay year, 16 touchdowns to 11 interceptions. The big thing that inflates his stats is those rushing touchdowns. So we go to Quantel Johnson on the next play, and he ends up losing 2, forcing us back into a 3rd and 5. Looking at our skill positions, they all remain the same. We've been lucky. We've been pretty healthy this season. Same along the O-line. We haven't had any injuries. We've had a couple here in our skill positions that have missed parts of games, but they've been able to start each and every week for us. Garola's on the move here on 3rd and 5, and he fires that one completely inaccurate. South Carolina's D is going to hold us, so they're going to bring out starting quarterback Braden Davis, who's a junior redshirt. He's been okay this year once again. Not great, not bad, but I wouldn't say very dynamic as he checks it down underneath to Jashawn Parker for a 4-yard pickup. Let's take a look at our starting defense. Freshman J.J. White's been really good, along with Justice Boone and Chris McClellan. Our D-line's been very impressive. I really gotta say they're probably the heart and soul, even though our secondary has also been really good. But our secondary's really young, so I think I probably gotta give a little bit of an edge to our D-line just because of their leadership as Davis is on the move and throws it to Carroll for a first down for South Carolina. That's a solid 7-yard pickup. And as you can see, Cocky's pretty happy about that one. They come out in the pistol and they hand it to Carroll right up the middle. He breaks a tackle and goes for 5. That's probably the best way to attack our defense, in my opinion, is try to get some runs up the middle and then do just this and pull it on a read option out wide. That'll confuse us a little bit as that goes for 15 yards. Again, they go to the read option, and Davis is strong enough to throw Shamar James to the ground, but Akil Wesley comes over and makes the play for us out of the corner position. South Carolina sends Jones in motion, and he'll get the handoff, and Johnson comes down and makes the play, and they end up losing 1. That's a great play by Rashad Johnson. Davis has got a pass now on 3rd and 8, and he throws it out there to Reeder, who's wide open. He beat Shamar James for the 17-yard gain. So they're going to run speed option with Davis, and this time he has nowhere to go. That's Nathan Osborne making a play, and I'm sorry for the lighting. There's nothing I can do about that. That's just the update as they go to Parker on 2nd and 14. He gets all 4 back plus 1, bringing up a 3rd and 9 for the Gamecocks. Carroll's in the game in the backfield, and Davis, it looks like they wanted to throw a screen. He breaks 2 tackles, still throws it out there to Rucker, and he ends up losing a bunch of yards. What a play by our defense. That forces South Carolina to end up having to attempt the field goal that's up and good. He nailed that one right down the middle. Gamecocks are leading this one 3-0 as we hand the ball off to Quantel Johnson for 7 yards on 1st down. That'll bring up 2nd and 3, and we run play action, and it looks like we want to take a shot, and we do. That was one-on-one coverage. Miles Hurst made a better play than Harrison Walsh the 3rd, though. So on 3rd and 3, we have to throw in. Look at that pass. Kyle Hinder was wide open. Jack Garola wasn't even in the same area code. So we had to punt it back, and South Carolina hands it to Carroll to begin this drive. He only goes for 2. They decide to run triple option, and Davis goes down. That's Akil Wesley, our star corner, making the play. He's been fantastic as a true freshman. So on 3rd and 10, they're going to run a screen, it looks like, and Davis has nowhere to go. He's standing there. He finally throws it to Rucker, but there is a flag. Let's see what that is. It's holding on the offense. When you have that much time in the pocket, you have to expect there's going to be a hold. So that backs them up to a 3rd and 18, and they just hand it off to Parker, who goes down after picking up 3. So they're going to end up punting it back, and the Gators will take over with 54 seconds left in the 1st quarter. Jack Garola finally has a nice throw to Emmanuel Henderson, and that one goes for 24 and brings us down all the way to the 37-yard line. Garola comes out with 5 wide, and he goes to the end zone on a deep shot, and he just completely missed Harrison Walsh the 3rd. I'm not sure we had it even if it was an accurate pass. So on 2nd down, Quantel gets a carry. That's a 4-yard pickup. That's solid. He hasn't been spectacular today. He's been more solid, but that's okay as we take a pass here to Emmanuel Henderson for a 1st down to end the 1st quarter. That's a 12-yard pickup. So the Gators are trailing 3-0 after 1. You don't love to see that out of the number 16 team in the nation, but we're in perfect position to score and probably take the lead if we can get a touchdown, which I think we will, just because we're the better team as we open up the 2nd quarter in the pistol, handing it off to Quantel Johnson, who has nowhere to go. He ends up losing 1. So it's 2nd and 11, and we're in the pistol again, handing it off to Quantel Johnson, who breaks a couple tackles, but he just fell forward for 4. So technically, I guess he didn't break them tackles. On 3rd and 8, though, we got to pass now. Garola's in the pocket. He has all day, and he finds Emmanuel Henderson, who can't hold on to it. That's a drop and forces us to settle for like a 35 or 36 yard field goal. That's up and good by Adam Mahalik, and we tie it up at 3 as South Carolina takes over and hands it off to Jashawn Parker for a 1 yard loss. That was a great play by Scooby Williams as they come out in the gun with 2 backs, and Davis pulls it on a read option, breaks the first tackle of Nathan Osborne. However, he couldn't break J.J. White's tackle. He goes down, setting up a 3rd and 4, and he gets tripped by his running back. Down he goes for a 7-yard sack. I don't know who will get credit for that, but that ended the drive, and that was perfect for the Gators as we take over, and Quantel Johnson goes down for a 5-yard loss. That should have been a pull by Jack Garola. So we run a screen on 2nd down, and that's Harrison Wallace III picking up 5, setting us up with a 3rd and 9, which is really not a good spot to be in, but we're going to throw it. Garola has a little time, and he almost threw an interception across the middle. Their middle linebacker read that perfectly. He was sitting right in the right spot, and that forces us to punt it back to South Carolina. They go down underneath on 1st down for just a 2-yard pickup. They run some read option on 2nd down, and Scooby Williams read it perfectly, got off the block, and took his man down for a 2-yard loss. So Braden Davis is forced to throw on 3rd and 9, and he had a wide open Jones across the middle. Nobody was covering him. I don't know what happened there. That one went for 14. So on 1st and 10, they're going to pass, and we sent a blitz, and that works perfectly. Braden Davis goes down. Scooby Williams has been all over the field today. He deserves a ton of credit. On this next play, though, it's Rashad Johnson coming through and making the play, forcing the Gamecocks into a 3rd and 19 situation. They have a man open. That's Rutger. However, Miguel Mitchell makes the one-on-one tackle and forces them to punt the ball back to us on a 4th and 3. So Jack Garola is going to take over and fire a pass to Harrison Wallace III, who snagged that with one hand. That was beautiful. On the next play, we go to Emmanuel Henderson on a screen. That one goes for 5. I love the screen game when you can get it out quick and it works. It's a good way to kind of like offset a bad running attack like what we have today. Quantel goes for 3 on his carry. That's going to set us up with a 3rd and 3. We could run or pass, and it looks like we're going to pass, and that's Malik Mega wide open, taking that one down the middle for 22 yards. What a huge play by our receiver. He's been kind of quiet this year during his senior season, but I love that we still have a playmaker at the number 3 spot as we go to David Hester for 15, setting up a 1st and goal for the Gators. Hester goes in motion. It looks like we're probably going to run it here, and Quantel gets the carry, and he has a crease to the left, but he ran into his blocker and ends up picking up 6. He might have got in if he didn't run into his man. So on 2nd down, it looks like we're going to pass, and Garola's on the move out to the right. He's looking. He throws it back across the middle. That's a terrible decision. He's just 7 of 14 today. He has been pretty inaccurate and also not that smart with the ball. However, on this play, Gayassi Blanks goes in for 6. That's our first touchdown with 10 seconds left in the half. The Gators are going to head into the locker room leading this one 10-3. It's been a tough fought game. Honestly, I expected us to pull away a little bit more from South Carolina, but honestly, to their credit, we just haven't been able to. Taking a look at our halftime stats, they have more 1st downs than us, more total offense than us. They've been, pretty good passing the ball, 7 of 7. They haven't thrown it a lot, but it's been effective when they've done it. On the ground, not near as effective. We've done a fantastic job bottling that up. They haven't turned the ball over, which is good, and really, they've just been playing smart ball and kind of controlled the clock a little bit. That's why they have more time of possession than us. But to our credit, we don't have any turnovers either, which is something we don't do very often. So let's take a look at the recruiting news we have going on this week in the Coach KJ dynasty. We have Vidarius Witt. He's a 3-star tackle out of Utah. He chose Minnesota over Georgia Tech and Florida. We're going to keep recruiting him. We need tackle help. We need O-line help in general, in my opinion. Even if they just come in and ride the pine and develop. So that way when it's their time to start, we're not in a situation like we are this year playing 2 freshmen. As Braden Davis goes for 5 to begin the second half for South Carolina, he pulls it on another read option and boom! He went down with a hard hit from Rashad Johnson. That nowadays would be considered targeting, there's no question in my mind, but what a hit that was. And you love to see your defense showing some physicality as Parker gets a carry here on 1st down. He goes down after picking up 6. So they come out in the pistol, they hand it to Carroll. Actually, I was wrong, they pull it with Braden Davis. He has an empty sideline. He's going down the sideline picking up pretty solid yards, only 20. If he was faster, that might have been a touchdown. That was a big opening over there on the sideline. They follow that up by taking a shot down the field to Jones, who gets that ball knocked out. What a play by Kewan Haas over there at outside corner as they go to Carroll on 2nd down, and that's Rashad Johnson coming over, getting him down after an 8-yard pickup. Setting up a 3rd and 2, they go with the speed option, and that play could not work at all. What a play. That forces 4th and 5, and they're going to go for it, which shocks me, and Rutgers wide open. Nobody was there to cover him. We weren't prepared for that, I guess, as well as we should have been. So they hand it off to Parker, and he breaks Nathan Osborne's tackle and goes ahead for maybe 1 or 2 more until Miguel Mitchell gets him down, setting him up with a 2nd and 5, and they're in the pistol running speed option, and Scooby Williams brings down Braden Davis from behind. That brings up a 3rd and 6 for the Gamecocks, as Davis is going to have to pass. He's in the pocket, checking it down to Carroll, who gets the first down, but he fumbles it. Kewan Hawes recovers it, and you know who knocked that out. Our man Scooby Williams made a play. What a job by Scooby so far today. He's been all over the field as Jack Garola and the Gators take over, and luckily he wisely gets that pass thrown away before he takes a bad sack. We're looking to pass again on 2nd down, and this time he has tight end Kyle Hinder, who's fighting ahead, and he almost gets a first down. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 1, which should be pretty manageable, as Garola's going to pass instead of run, and he finds Harrison Walsh the 3rd, and that's a first down as he breaks a tackle and gets a few more yards as he goes for 12 on that play. We're in the gun on 1st down. Garola throws a quick screen on an RPO to Henderson, who might get a first down. He tries to step back. He can't quite get the first down. That brings up a 2nd and 2. So we're in the pistol, handing it off to Quantel Johnson, and he will get that first down on a 3-yard pickup. He has been in for some tough running today as we bring Drew Williams into the game to spell him for a bit, since we haven't had a lot of success, and he goes for 12. He was quite impressive while we were dealing with injuries at the position, so I think we need to get him a few more carries anyway. He breaks a tackle there, and he goes for 10 more. He has 22 yards, which is more than what we have with Quantel Johnson so far today, as Jack Garola is going to pull it on read option and slide down after picking up 8 yards. That's a pretty solid carry and a smart decision to get down. We go right back to Drew Williams, and look at that. He has another big old crease. He goes for 7 more. He might need to stay in the game here as we try to close this out, as that's a screen to Harrison Walsh III that doesn't go too far. Actually, it doesn't go anywhere. We go to Drew Williams, and for the first time all day, he gets bottled up and loses 5. You know, it's going to happen here or there. You hope he doesn't lose 5, though. Gassy Blanks and Quantel Johnson are in the game, but Jack Garola throws a crucial, dumb interception across the middle of the field. That could really cost us as the 3rd quarter's winding down. South Carolina's backed up. They're going to hand it off to Parker. He goes up the middle. That's a short pickup of 2, so it's 2nd and 13 now. They did have a false start on that play. That's what really backed him up. Braden Davis pulls it, though, on a read option, and he picks up a few more, setting up a 3rd and 6. That's much more manageable for the Gamecocks, as they're going to throw it, of course. We don't get any pressure on Davis, and he takes a deep shot, and somehow Kewan Hawes overran their receiver, and that ends up being a big completion to Rutgers as the 3rd quarter comes to an end. South Carolina's getting themselves in position to maybe get that touchdown to tie this game up. It's 10-3 here at the end of the 3rd. This is going to be a defensive struggle all the way through. Let's see who's tougher as we open up the 4th quarter. Davis is going to pass it. He throws it to Sampson, who will get about 9 yards. There is a flag, so maybe they'll get that called back, and they do. That's holding on the offense on Jashawn Parker. So now they're at 1st and 20, backed up behind midfield now. Rutger comes in motion, and they hand it off to him, and look at that big old gap up the middle, and then a stiff arm. Wow, Rashad Johnson got thrown to the ground. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 4 for Braden Davis. Rashad Johnson comes down and makes the play. That's going to back him up to a 3rd and 7 after that phenomenal tackle. Davis is going to hand it off, though. That's a surprise to Jashawn Parker. He had nowhere to go. He got stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Are they going to attempt a field goal? No. They decide, let's go for it. Davis throws a screen out there, and that's Carroll, who has to break a tackle and doesn't. He only picks up 1. Florida gets the stop and is going to take over here, leading this one 10-3 as Drew Williams gets the carry. He takes that for probably 10 yards. He's been a fantastic addition to our ground attack so far this year, and he's been fantastic today with 5 carries for 34 yards at this point. Jack Garola's looking to pass, and he has Harrison Walsh III on the sideline. That's an NFL quality throw for 15 yards. So we hand it off to Drew Williams, and he again fights ahead. He only picks up 3, but he always seems to get positive yards unless he's hit immediately. They go to Drew Williams, and look at that. That's another short pickup, bringing up a 3rd and 4, but that's a manageable conversion. So we come out in the pistol, and it looks like we're actually going to hand it off. That's a surprise. We didn't pick up any yards there. Now what will we do? It's field goal time with Adam Mahalik. It is up, and he missed it. He sliced that wide right. Mahalik's been automatic. That is a shock. You don't see him miss kicks like that very often. So that's going to give the Gamecocks a ball back. Still only down by 1 score, and Davis is going to pull it on a read option, and that goes nowhere. He ends up losing 3. So now it's 3rd and 13 with 4 minutes left in this game. Davis is going to have to pass. He throws it across the middle, and that's Rutger coming down with the 15-yard pickup. giving the Gamecocks a first down. It looks like they're going to move Jashawn Parker in motion and hand it off to him. McClellan almost made the play, but it's J.J. White who gets him from behind. He picks up 8. That's 2nd and 2 now. They're going to hand it again. That's Carroll going wide on the zone run, and he had nowhere to go. We stuffed him up. Nathan Osborne made the play there. 3rd down now. They're going to actually pass on 3rd and 2, and it works perfectly as Reeder gets the reception and goes for 14 yards. South Carolina's marching, and there's like 2.5 minutes left in this game. Davis going to pass. He just throws it underneath to Robertson, who gets blown up at the line of scrimmage. They give him 1. I'm not sure he even got that. As South Carolina moves their tight end in motion to the right, they're going to run triple option here, and Davis gets the pitch out there to Robertson. There's nobody over there as Annie Bognam got blown inside. That means Rashad Johnson had to get him down one-on-one, and he does it after a 24-yard pickup. So now it's 1st and goal, and they're going back to the triple option. I don't blame them. It worked perfectly. They go to Parker out wide this time, and he's going to pick up 6 going down at about the 3-yard line. So 2nd and goal. They have 2 backs in the game. They're handing it off to Shively up the middle, and that's a touchdown. Tanner Shively goes in for the 3-yard score. That's going to tie this game up if South Carolina can hit this extra point. It's up and good. 10-all here with 1:34 left in this one. The Gators have been in a real struggle in this game against the Gamecocks. Let's see if our offense can answer. David Hester's going to get this from about the 1-yard line, and he takes it out. They have some blocks. David Hester has all sorts of space. He's going down the sideline. He gets knocked out of bounds at about the 47-yard line. That's a huge return. So our offense is set up almost in field position as we give it to Quantel Johnson for 5 yards. 2nd down, we're going to pass. We have 1:06 left in this game. Garola rolling to the right, stops and pops. He finds Quantel Johnson, who gets the first down and goes out of bounds. We're down to about the 40-yard line. Play action now. Bad decision there. I hate that call as we throw it deep, and that's intercepted. Hurst made the play, but there is a flag, and they're going to call offsides on the defense. We got lucky on that one. That should have been game over right there. So now we have 1st and 5. We just throw it underneath, and look at that. Look at that stupid mistake. Floyd Jr. picks us off with 52 seconds left in this game. Now South Carolina has a chance to answer and pull off this upset as Braden Davis pulls it down and only picks up 3. They better call timeout here. They don't. They actually let the clock run. For the life of me, I can't figure out why they did that. He gets sacked to end this, and he gets hurt actually as we get ready to head into overtime. But he doesn't come out of the game. He stayed on the ground, and somehow he got up, and they let him throw the Hail Mary here. He chucks it deep. That's intercepted by Adams. It don't matter unless we can take it back, and we don't. So now we're headed to another overtime game. I am very disappointed with myself. That decision to throw that interception underneath was just poor. It was a poor decision, considering the fact I think we're already in field goal range. But now let's see what we can do in overtime. We hand it to Quantel Johnson, and he goes for 4 yards. So 2nd and 6, we're going to pass with Jack Garola. He's standing in the pocket, feeling pressure, and down he goes for an 8-yard loss. That's a big play by this South Carolina defense and Brian Thomas Jr. Garola looking to pass. He throws it deep, and that's Harrison Walsh III who's open and in for 6. Florida is going to get on the board first here, giving themselves a 17-0 lead. Now let's see if South Carolina can answer. Braden Davis opens out their possession by throwing it for 9 yards, setting up a 2nd and 1. Lyndon Sampson came down with that reception, so they're in the pistol looking to pass. They've been running it down our throats, so I'm surprised they've elected to pass as they find Justin Drago for 12 yards. That sets up a 1st and goal. They're going to run triple option, and that's what's got him down in this position. But Braden Davis goes down for a loss on that one. 2nd and goal, they hand it off. That's Jashawn Parker right up the middle. He gets it all the way down to about the 2-yard line after picking up 6. So they decide to hand it off to Jashawn Parker, and down he goes. There is a flag, so we have to look and see what it is. They call offside on the defense. Stuart McCaffrey with the big mistake. That would have put us in perfect position to stop him with a 4th down. Now they're going to run triple option again, and that's Davis pulling it. And this time he goes in. We're headed to our 2nd overtime. Braden Davis gets the touchdown. All they have to do is hit their extra point, and they are going to have a chance to take the lead, and they do. Let's see what Braden Davis can do. He's going to take a deep shot. Touchdown, Rutger. 1 play, touchdown. I don't know what Miguel Mitchell was doing there. He should have been over there. There was no one else deep. I don't know why he was playing that so close to the center of the field as Garola's looking to pass to begin our 2nd overtime. We find Malik Mega. He might get in and score, and he does. We have another 1 play overtime as that's a touchdown from Malik Mega. Now, will the Gators kick the extra point or go for 2? They're going for 2. Jack Garola looking to pass. He has all day, and he finds Emmanuel Henderson. That will give the Gators the victory, 25-24 in 2 overtimes. I think that's the correct way to go about it if you look at the analytics. Once you get to that second overtime, you might just as well, if you have the ball last, you might just as well go for that 2-point conversion and see if you can win it or lose it on that one, especially if you're the underdog. We're not the underdog, but I figured we could score and beat them. We're the better team, and that's exactly what we did. Florida really escaped that one, luckily. It wasn't a great performance by our offense, but our defense was fabulous today. They only gave up points because of the overtime period, really. They allowed 10 points in regulation, so you got to give them a lot of credit. Drew Williams checked in and took over this game on the ground. We might need to see him incorporated in our game plans a little bit more. He is pretty phenomenal, actually, and I think that he's somebody that has 2 years of eligibility left, so I think we could definitely use him in the future. Scooby Williams was your player of the game, and as you look at his stats, he had 10 tackles, 4 TFLs, a sack. He was fantastic today. Our defense did play a pretty awesome game, actually. I mean, we gave up 24 points in the end, but that was because of 2 overtime periods. It all came down to our offense struggling, and our defense was just beast mode today, and Scooby Williams was the leader of that. As we look at South Carolina's stats, really, they didn't do anything that impressive, in my opinion, on offense. Rutger had a big game with 170 yards through the air, but other than that, their offense wasn't that great. They found a little bit of something, I guess, with their triple option here at the very end of the game. Prior to that, though, they didn't have a whole lot going for them, and that's kind of what got them going in overtime, and that's what kept them in this one, as we only had 1 sack. We did throw the 2 interceptions, so that was a little frustrating. But overall, I'm glad we got the win. It took 2 overtimes and a 2-point conversion, but we beat them. Now let's take a look at our Heisman standings. Kyle McCord's leading the way, followed by Jam Miller. Mitch Lieberger, who looks like he got hurt, so he might fall off of there. Jalen Milroe moves up to number 4 and 5 is CJ Donaldson, a running back out of West Virginia. I believe that's the first time we've seen him. Now let's take a look at our CFP rankings. Ohio State comes in at 1, Alabama 2, Mid-Tennessee State 3, and Oklahoma comes in at number 4 in the CFP. So those would be your teams that are in the playoff right now. This is the final season of the 14 playoff. Starting next season, I'm going to do the 12-team mod, and I don't know how many steps it is or how difficult it is, but that's what I'm going to do. So this will be your final season of just 4 teams making the playoffs. So I'm surprised to see Mid-Tennessee State up there. I don't think they belong that high, but somehow they're up there. I don't know, though. I hope they lose the game. I'd hate to see them make the playoff. They're significantly worse than everybody else. I'm okay with that in a 12-team format, but not a 14 format. Now, next week, we have a big one. It's Alabama. If we want to win the East, we have to beat Bama. And we also need Bama to lose their final game of the regular season. So it's a big matchup for us. Alabama comes in. They're significantly better than us. I don't know that we're going to be able to beat them, but we need to if we want to keep our SEC East hopes alive. It's going to be a tough matchup. They're a really good team. They're better than us on offense. They're better than us on defense. They're better than us overall. But I'm looking forward to the fight. This is LDJ11. I want to thank you for watching the Coach KJ Carousel Dynasty. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. I'm out.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars, crashing in my car.